Chapter 2. Threads of Friendship. The first week of school arrived like a wave of uncertainty, washing over Ibrahiim with a mixture of anxiety and hope. Lakemba High School was a vibrant tapestry of cultures, a microcosm of modern Australian diversity that both overwhelmed and fascinated him. The morning began with a cacophony of sounds, backpacks zipping, lockers clanging, a dozen languages mixing in the hallways. Arabic blended with English, Lebanese dialects danced with Australian slang, creating a linguistic symphony that was uniquely Sydney. Michael said, the cricket-playing boy from the neighbourhood, had become Ibrahiim's unexpected lifeline. With a confidence that seemed quintessentially Australian, Michael had taken it upon himself to introduce Ibrahiim to the intricate social landscape of the school. Right, mate? Let me show you the ropes, Michael had said on their first morning, his broad Aussie accent a sharp contrast to Ibrahiim's more measured Arabic-influenced English. The school's multicultural nature was immediately apparent. Students from Lebanese, Syrian, Palestinian, Vietnamese, and Anglo-Australian backgrounds moved together in a fluid social ecosystem. Unlike the divided communities Ibrahiim had known in Gaza, here diversity seemed to be a source of strength rather than tension. During morning assembly, the school's principal, a tall woman with kind eyes and an accent that spoke of multiple cultural influences, welcomed the students. Remember, she said, her voice carrying across the assembly hall, our strength is in our differences, not our divisions. Ibrahiim found himself seated with Michael and his diverse group of mates. There was Ahmed, a second-generation Lebanese-Australian whose parents owned a popular bakery in Lakemba. Sophia, whose family had Greek roots, sat next to Carlos, whose parents had migrated from Chile. Each had a story of migration, of finding belonging in this complex Australian landscape. Lunch was a revelation. The school canteen offered a menu that reflected the community's diversity: sartar bread next to meat pies, Vietnamese rice paper rolls beside traditional sandwiches. Food became a bridge, a way of sharing cultural experiences without words. My mum makes the best kibba in Sydney, Ahmed boasted, sharing a piece with Ibrahiim. Wait till you try her recipe. The casual generosity, the ease with which cultural boundaries were crossed, was something entirely new to Ibrahiim. In Gaza, social interactions had been defined by survival, by constant vigilance. Here, friendship seemed effortless, a natural exchange of stories and experiences. Michael's family became Ibrahiim's unofficial guide to Australian life. The Seds, Joseph and Marie, represented a perfect blend of Lebanese heritage and Australian integration. Their home in Lakemba was a warm space where traditional Arabic hospitality met Australian openness. In Australia, we are always building something new, Joseph would say during their weekly family dinners. Not forgetting where we came from, but not being trapped by it either. These dinners became a ritual. Marie would prepare traditional Lebanese dishes, fragrant tabbouleh, crisp falafel, tender shawarma, while discussing everything from local cricket matches to global politics. Ibrahiim watched in fascination as Joseph and Marie navigated their identities with a grace he found remarkable. We are Lebanese-Australian, Marie would explain. Not just one or the other, but both. Completely. The school's curriculum also played a role in Ibrahiim's cultural education. Multicultural studies were not just a subject but a lived experience. Teachers encouraged students to share their family histories, to understand migration not as a singular event but as a complex, ongoing narrative. In history class, Ibrahiim learned about the waves of migration that had shaped Australia: Indigenous stories, European settlement, post-World War II migrations, and the more recent influx from Middle Eastern and Asian countries. His own story was part of this larger tapestry. Sport became another unexpected bridge. Cricket, which had seemed so foreign during his first days, now became a language of its own. Michael patiently taught Ibrahiim the rules, the subtle strategies, the cultural significance of the game. It's more than just a sport, mate, Michael would say. It's about teamwork, about understanding each other. By the end of the first month, Ibrahiim felt something he hadn't experienced in years, a sense of genuine security. The constant background noise of potential conflict that had defined his life in Gaza was replaced by the sounds of laughter, of casual conversations, of a community finding its rhythm. Yet, Beneath this emerging sense of belonging, something stirred, a hint of a more complex story waiting to unfold. Ibrahiim was unaware of the family secrets that would soon challenge everything he understood about his identity. The Sydney sun set over Lakemba, painting the multicultural neighbourhood in hues of gold and amber, a silent witness to another day of human connection, of stories intertwining, of belonging being constantly redefined.